At Direct Service Garage Doors, we are your one-stop shop for all things garage door. From garage door repair and broken spring replacement to new garage doors and openers, we do it all. We're proud to be among the highest-rated local garage door companies in all of Central Arkansas. Our highly trained technicians are available 24 hours a day at no extra cost to you. So if you have an emergency, call us today, 501-244-3667, or visit our website at directserviceoverhead.com. Don't wait days. We'll fix it now.
All right, welcome everybody. Nice to see you. Nice to have you here. Let's do this. Arkansas finally takes care of business on the road. 3, 2, 1. Yo, what's going on, Arkansas Razorback fans? Do me a favor. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Okay? Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Listen, a win's a win. I'm going to start off by saying that. We'll start off there. You know, for the people who are going to come at me for being negative or never being satisfied, a win is a win. I do agree. Shout out to Patreon supporters. I am not here without the combination of Patreon supporters and, of course, our sponsors, Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company. They offer quality parts, affordable outcomes, hundreds of 5-star reviews, better than best results. Give them a call today at 501-244-3667. Again, that's Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company. Apex Tattoo Studio, they're in a new place now. They're still in Rogers, but they're located on 201 South 19th Street in Suite P. That's in Rogers, Arkansas. They're offering tap-out sessions. Give them a name. Tell them Ty sent you from Tuss Talk with Ty, and they'll give you 10% off. Get an appointment set up today or whenever. Hey, tax returns are coming in. I'm just saying. Tax returns are coming in. Give them a call, 479-278-2694. That's Apex Tattoo Studio. And, of course, the Odd Soul, located right here in downtown Springdale, right off Emma Street. Odd Soul Craft Bar and Pizzaria, they have it all on tap. A lot of local stuff, a lot of local IPAs. It's delicious. Once it hits your lips, it's just delicious. Their pies are top-notch. All right. SEC road win is correct, Bot Magnet. You are correct, sir. That was you're going to take it. An SEC road win, you got to take it. You couldn't afford to drop this one, right? Couldn't afford to drop it. And the Razorbacks did a good job of staying in it, right? I mean, they took the lead in the first. Held on. It looked like they were going to blow it felt like they were just going to run away with this thing, and then South Carolina was able to chip away. Let's read comments here really quick. Let's go. What's up, John Hawes? How you doing? That was ugly. That was an ugly win. And stupid zebras. No, you know, again, I with everything Arkansas's been through, I mean, did you guys watch that Tennessee and Auburn, the way that ended? I'm sorry, that was a foul. You know, we can agree to disagree. There's clearly contact at the end of that. If you look at the video, look at where that contact's being made. That was clearly a foul up top. Yeah, I don't care about him falling down. That part, I mean, you could almost argue that might have been a bit of a flop. But it was the contact at the beginning, and I think too many people are focused on what happened at the end of that play and not at the top. Look when he's shooting. There's clearly contact, and that should have been a foul. So with all things considered, I've seen far, far worse. We've all seen far, far worse SEC officiated games. John Hawes with a $10 super chat. Been a while since I sent one of these. A road win is a win. We needed that. This team is figuring it out. Well, I agree. A win is a win, and they did find a way to win. I think South Carolina there in that final, whatever it was, the Arkansas's last possession, why they waited so long to foul Arkansas was bizarre. That was kind of strange. I'm sitting here thinking like, well, there's gonna be a foul right out the gate. This is gonna be a long final little tidbit here, a little bit of basketball. It's gonna get stretched out instead of it being closed out in a matter of seconds. It's gonna be a matter of minutes. It was gonna get stretched out, and they took so long to respond to foul. I thought that was interesting. I don't know if that was just poor coaching or what. Who's ready for some baseball? Says Richard Neal. Hey man, Arkansas fans got to be. I mean, the feeling for Arkansas, Richard, I can't speak on behalf of your school right now, but the feeling for Arkansas is they've figured this thing out. I think 4 weeks ago they lose this game. 4 or 5 weeks ago they lose this basketball game. I think they are, and Haas kind of has a point. They're figuring this thing out a little bit. I didn't think officiating was terrible today. I didn't either, Aaron. And he corrects himself with another super chat saying officiating was not terrible. I knew what you meant. I got you. Mitchie is him, though. I won't lie. Mitchie was a problem. He was. We're going to look at these numbers here in just a second. Kentucky will be very difficult. Yeah, Oscar Tshiebwe already is such a dynamic player. And you saw with their big, who has a somewhat similar build, what he did today. Kentucky at Rupp, listen, a loss there doesn't kill you. Not like it would have today. A loss here today, I would almost put the official seal on Arkansas season being over with. I do think, like the final 5 minutes in this second half, I said it in Discord again, here we go, the final 5. What happens to this team in the final five minutes? And they did kind of collapse. South Carolina took the lead back, and then Arkansas was able to kind of fight. The point being, yeah, they collapsed a little bit there in the second half, but they found a way to stick with it and to win the game. Black is trying to do too much. Black, I mean, sometimes you just want your guy, you just want your PG, you just want your one to be a one. You want your point guard to be a point guard. Be a distributor. He's asked to do way more. And sometimes the result is at the end of a game he's not making good decisions. And I thought that, that layup that he tried to make there late was fascinating. Why not with a little bit more ball movement? Maybe I lost track of the shot clock. Maybe the shot clock was lower than I realized. Put Kamani on Oscar's ass. Yeah, you're gonna have to play Oscar tough, and that is a matchup that. Like, if anything, you just hope Arkansas could find a way to steal that game, right? If you lose, it's not the end of the world. It's not. Like, no one expects you to go into Rupp and beat Kentucky, even though Kentucky's not typical Kentucky, right? Even though, a Kentucky fan will tell you they want Cal out, and they don't think this team's worth the shit. At the end of the day, it's still Kentucky. It's still playing at Rupp Arena. What you want to do is you would love to sweep A&M, and you would love to sweep Kentucky. Doing those two things are going to be really tough. Found a way to stick with it. That's right, Kelly. That's exactly what they did. Until Nick is practicing, then Nick will not play. Muss has a system, and it's not going to change, says Michael Kopeski. Oh, boy, I tell you, it just feels like it might be too little too late with Nick. I don't know. Like, we talked about this in Discord Live the other night. You don't want to rush him. You don't want to. Let's say he is healthy for Kentucky on the road on Tuesday. What's the tip-off time on that? Is it 6 p.m.? I had that pulled up here. 8 p.m. Oh man, 8 p.m. Damn those weeknight 8 p.m. tip-offs. What do you think in SEC Net or ESPN? Whoever's broadcasting this game. Golly. Yeah, I mean, you bring him in. Is he going to come in and get a whole bunch of minutes? If that were the case, I don't think it is. I don't think you're going to see Nick Smith in this game. I just don't, unless there's just something going on. They're doing a really good job of keeping it all hidden. I just don't know. There were so many people with sources. And listen, I'm just as guilty. I had someone I trusted a lot said that he would be back sooner than later. Felt like he would be back mid to late January, and that's not the case. So far, everyone has been wrong so far about his return. So I kind of feel like at this point, the time it's going to take to break him in, to get the chemistry going, it just feels like it might be too little too late. I could be wrong. He could come out and just be unbelievable, be that huge piece on the board that Arkansas has missed, a 3-level scorer, could score at all 3 levels, kind of, play that combo guard role, do his thing, be a scorer, draw contact, draw fouls, get to the free throw line, be a guy who you could depend on late in games. I just think that if we really are waiting till the middle of February, it's going to take him a few games to get back to his old self. And we've never, and that's the sad part, is we've never got to see, Nick Smith at full strength. Now you hope you go on a run. Maybe again you can sweep Kentucky and A&M, and maybe you do something and you win all the games you're supposed to win. You don't lose anything at home, and you find a way. And then you're in March, and Nick is a part of that, and he's had a few games under his belt going into March. Then maybe you feel a little bit better about what he can do. But it feels like you've got to hang around long enough to actually see what Nick Smith can do. It's at this point where talking about Nick Smith is just, and that's nothing against him. I'm just it's so far in the back of my mind right now. It just kind of is what it is, right? Won a game with 5 points. We won a game with 5 points. That's huge. That's a huge win within itself. 6.5 minutes scoreless is insane. I know South Carolina was doing the 1-3-1 and they were trapping really well. They were playing really well around the kind of in front of the rim there. They were doing a good job of making it difficult for Arkansas to do anything under the rim. It's Arkansas's already got a problem, and Devo, thank God for Devo and his ability to knock down the 3 ball. And what's crazy is he seems like he can hit them from anywhere. He can hit corner pocket threes. He can hit them at the top of the arch. He can hit them anywhere on the floor. And that's thank God for Devo, right? RC's cold out there. RC's not been a consistent scorer outside all year, really, at least not in league play. Tennessee is overrated, but better than us at the moment. Oh, yeah, Tennessee's better than Arkansas at the moment. How much better, I don't know, but they are better. Respect to AB playing through his knee issues. He's got heart. Yeah, well, they all have something. I mean, they've all got something going on. They are banged up. They really got to get healthy. LSU's playing with Bama right now. Let's get a score update while we're at it. Let's get some scores here really quick. Indiana is on top of Purdue, 59-50. Purdue, who's now ranked number 1 in the country. Indiana is right inside the top 25, 61-50 with 11:45. So they've still got a lot of basketball left, but Purdue's trailing by 11 points to Indiana. Alabama's up on LSU by 6. They are hanging with them, though. LSU's hanging with them. Texas on top of Kansas State at the moment, 51-49. How about Texas, man? Doing a good job, hanging around even without their head coach. Let's look at SEC play. Was there not one other game? I thought there was one other game. I guess not. I guess it was Arkansas, South Carolina, and then Alabama, LSU. I thought for some reason Mizzou and Mississippi State tipped off earlier. Yeah, they've got the 5 p.m. So Missouri at Mississippi State, that'll be an interesting game. Mississippi State can be a little salty at home. That might be an interesting matchup, but I'd probably take Mizzou in that one. Georgia at A&M. I see A&M taking care of business. Kentucky, Florida at Kentucky. I'd take Kentucky there. Oh, yeah, you had Tennessee and Auburn. We talked about that one earlier, right? I thought we had another game going. I thought Mizzou and Mississippi State had already started for some reason. But yeah, Tennessee, very controversial ending to that one. Tennessee winning 46-43, and then Vanderbilt beating Ole Miss 74-71. Vanderbilt's 11-12, and yet you feel like they've got it in them. They're gonna do it again. They're gonna beat someone they're not supposed to beat. You can argue that might have been Arkansas, but Arkansas has not really been playing great basketball. So I don't know. Maybe they should have beat Arkansas with the way the Hogs have played. Every game we have at least 5 careless turnovers. Oh, God, yeah. Well, let's look at those numbers. Here's what's fascinating. Walsh came off the bench. Again, something else we discussed in Discord. Walsh came off the bench and ended up with 10 rebounds. That ties, I'm pretty sure that ties his career high. He had 10 rebounds, 4 points, only 1 turnover, and only 2 fouls. And he logged 33 minutes. 2 fouls in 33 minutes for Walsh. Give him MVP. Give Walsh MVP, baby. I mean, are you kidding me? I'm kidding, of course. Who does deserve the MVP, though, right? Devo, probably. Devo was a lot of shooting outside for Devo today. He took 10 shots. I would have guessed 8. He took 10 shots. He was 4 of 10. He shot 40%, obviously. Arkansas was 9 of 13, 60, almost 70% on 13 attempts. I mean, whatever. I'm not really thrilled about that number. But you're 4 of 15 outside. 27%, just south of 27% shooting outside. The key here, 47% field goal overall. Like that you're, that's not half bad on the road. 69% is not half bad on the road. 26% considering how bad Arkansas is. But Devo hit them all. Devo knocked down. I think that's got to be a career high. 4 3 balls. That's got to be a career high for that dude. 12 points off threes. But he ends up with 15 points. Yeah, he's probably your MVP. He also had 4 rebounds on the day. Mikal ended up with 5 points, 4 rebounds, 1 block. Arkansas ended this game with just 5 total blocks. Anthony Black had a couple. Kamani had 1, and Jordan Walsh had 1. Kamani only came off. Now, I swear he had more than a minute, but they have him logged down in a minute. I would have guessed like 5 minutes, but 1 minute, and he had a block. And then he went back down. He went back to the Pine. He went and took a seat. Graham probably gets MVP because he's your leading scorer, but I thought Graham was a little sloppy, 3 turnovers. But he makes those shots that just don't look like they're going to fall, and they just fall. Those little kind of lazy, whatever, not really a layup, but like a little tap. He makes those. It's ridiculous. And he was 80%. Yeah, give him MVP. I don't always believe in the philosophy that because he's your leading scorer, but he only had 2 rebounds. He got boxed out in a lot tonight. I thought his defense was not super thrilled with his defense. Maybe I missed some stuff. He did end up with an assist, but no blocks, no steals, 3 turnovers, 2 fouls. He stayed out of foul trouble considering he logged 21 minutes. And it was kind of a mismatch for him down low anyways. I think Musselman was asking him to do a lot, but good for him. I mean, he got 21 minutes, 16 points. I wasn't super thrilled with his defense, but I'll give him the MVP because he did this coming off the bench. He did it, those are quality minutes, 16 points off 21 minutes with a couple of rebounds. You're going to take that. But I thought his he only ended up with 1 offensive board. Thought he got boxed out a lot. He kind of got abused a little bit against South Carolina. But Devo was outstanding, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, did turn the ball over 3 times. Arkansas cleaned up the turnovers compared to their last several games. Just 11 turnovers with 11 assists. So you're dead even there. That's okay. 11, listen, for this team to have just 11 turnovers at this point, you take it. It's a win, right? 11 assists, you could take it. You had 3 steals, and again, you had 5 blocks as a team. That's not half bad. Gray absolutely killed these guys tonight. 14 rebounds. He had an assist, a block, 0 turnovers off 27 minutes, and 20 points. Gray, 3 of their starting 5 ended up in double digits. They nearly had 2 double-doubles. Jackson, of course, who's a first-round draft pick at the moment, he's looked at as a possible lottery pick. He had 7 rebounds and 9 points, but he had a block to go along. I thought he had an offensive board, but I guess not. 7 offensive rebounds for Gray tonight. I mean, that's almost as many as Arkansas had as a team. Offensive rebounds. 10 offensive rebounds for Arkansas, 13 for South Carolina. They had 34 total rebounds. You had 32, so they plus 2'd you in that category, but they had 1 more assist, but they had one less turnover. So in some areas, like, okay, they were pretty good. I would argue that the bench production for Arkansas was outstanding. Again, 20 points. You look at the rebounds by Walsh. He had a block, played really well. You got a couple assists from your bench. Your bench production was nice. Kamani Johnson had a block, even though he only logged a minute. And Walsh ended up with – I still can't believe he got 33 minutes tonight. I can't believe he got 33 minutes and stayed out of foul trouble. When you get that out of Walsh, it feels like you're in a better position as a team to win these types of games. When Walsh sees more time on the floor, you're a better team or a better product on the floor. When he could stay out of foul trouble. And the problem is we just haven't consistently seen that out of him. He's constantly in foul trouble. I think we're ignoring the obvious. We got a comfortable lead and let off the gas. Yeah, well, they did. They started playing the clock, which was weird. No, we may not be discussing it here, but that was certainly something that I brought up in chat and Discord. They're playing the clock, and I don't know why. And then it contributed to the 6 minutes, 20 seconds of no field goals. Like, what? How? 6 minutes? I don't care if that's at home, neutral floor, or on the road. 6 minutes without a bucket? Are you serious? They've got issues, man. We know this. This is nothing new. Their offensive efficiency feels like it should be a hell of a lot lower than it is. Graham was good on offense, but gave up too much inside. Defensively, listen, and this is why when everyone was asking about Graham early on, why don't we see more Graham? Here you go. I mean, he's going to give up some easy twofers. He's going to give them up, man. He's just not a real dominant figure on the defensive side of things, on the defensive end of the floor. He's not. He can be a prolific scorer. He could find a way to sneak out 12, 14, 16 points. He could do that. He could be a leading scorer from time to time. You log enough minutes. If he logs enough minutes defensively, he can be a liability. Now, we have seen him. Sometimes he just has the right matchup. Sometimes he can alter shots. But in games like today where they're a little bit bigger, a little bit more physical, a little bit better at boxing out, he just gets thrown around. I thought he was again, defensively, he's just, if you can't do it, I was a little surprised at how many minutes he got. I really was, especially how often it seemed like he got schooled today. He needs to play with one of the twins on the floor. Devo, the lottery pick, 9 points. Oh yeah. Devo played great. Wow, 11 turnovers. That's winning basketball. Well, it is for Arkansas. I mean, that's the recipe for them. If they could keep their turnovers at a minimum, and for them that is 11, right? That's, it's unfortunately it's like 11 turnovers, you have to take that. 12, 11 turnovers, you got to take it. Yeah, I really thought they should have taken care of business and beaten South Carolina pretty easily. I'm not the only one. I know there are a lot of people on Twitter saying the same thing. I think a lot of people, honestly, a win is a win. Defensively, I thought inside Arkansas just looked, I don't know. I wasn't very impressed with them inside, defending the iron. They just didn't do a very good job. Devo knocking down 4 threes was huge. I swear that's a career high for him. Shooting 40% outside, man, you're going to take that. Him taking 10 threes too was awesome. I would have guessed 8 attempts, but he ended up with 10. 9 of 13 at the free throw line. Listen, anyone who wants to complain about officiating, like, they took 14 shots, Arkansas took 13. I thought this was, again, since the Mizzou game, for the most part, the officiating has kind of stepped out of the way a little bit. It's not so much about them. I don't think they took a single trip to look at their little iPad to review a play. I don't think they took a single trip to the table. I like to call it the iPad table. They didn't review a single play. It didn't feel like they took this game over. This felt like a fun, good product for the SEC. Like, let's see more of what we saw tonight. Yeah, there was some. Yeah, of course, we'll say this every single game when people complain about home cooking for teams and they get some plays or they get away with this or that. Yeah, you know what? But I also saw Walsh get away with probably could have been called a couple more fouls. He got away with them. They let him play. I can dig it. If it's going to happen on one side of the floor, then it's got to happen on the other end, and that's what I think we saw for the most part. Yeah, South Carolina probably gets the advantage. They're going to get the benefit of the doubt. They're also the home team. That's part of that home cooking we so often talk about. Again, impressive performance to take that big lead, but again, the final 5 minutes for Arkansas, I don't care what the lead is. I really don't. When you get inside 5 minutes, whatever the score is, for me, it's like nothing. You could be up 15, 20 points. I'm still not quite on the edge of my seat with a 20-point lead, but it's in my mind that, oh boy, here we go. Can they keep this lead and not give up a whole bunch of points here in the final minutes? And they do. And if it's a close Arkansas lead, I'm nervous. I'm on the edge of my seat in the final 5 minutes, and I said, here we go again. It's like we've seen this movie time and time again. The difference being they found a way to win, and that's what's most important. Yes, they still had that final 5 minute kind of meltdown, but they avoided the L. They found a way to get the dub, and that's what matters. You got to win. You won a game you're supposed to win against South Carolina, and it puts you at 500 in SEC play, and you got a road win in SEC play. That's what it's all about. Arkansas's 16-7 now, 5-5 in conference. South Carolina will fall to 1-9 in conference play, 8-15 overall. Yeah, South Carolina, I think they're salty. They're going to beat someone. They said it on the broadcast. I think they're exactly right. They're going to find a way to beat. Look, they already beat Kentucky on the road. Kentucky, the most inconsistent team in basketball. I swear to God, nothing will surprise me about these guys. It wouldn't shock me one way or another if Arkansas found a way to sweep Kentucky or get swept by Kentucky. Nothing would surprise me, especially when Arkansas plays Kentucky, although it's not like Arkansas has a real bad record against them recently. These guys always play up to the level of their competition, good or bad. I think that's fair, Marco. How many plays were – let's see. How many plays – were there in which we either got a rebound or the steal and then somehow let the ball bounce right back into the hands of South Carolina player under the basket for a dunk? Yeah, you're not wrong, Ryan. It seemed like a lot, didn't it? Didn't it, Ryan? It seemed like a lot. Pulling your hair out, man. What hair? I'm starting to thin out. Not going to lie. I feel like by the time I hit 45, I'm probably going to be completely bald. That's okay. I'll rock the bald and the beard look. I'll do it. But this team is not helping any. They're giving me grays. I'm pulling my hair out. Again, they did find a way to win, but they still didn't completely avoid that final 5 minute collapse. But what matters is they found a way to win the game. I was looking at some of these numbers here. Off turnovers. Let's do this. Give me the split box here. Points off turnovers tonight. South Carolina had 14. Arkansas with 8. Again, South Carolina +2 in the rebounding category. Arkansas +1 in the defensive rebounding, but they were -3 in offensive rebounding with South Carolina with 13. I'm surprised it's that close. I really thought they would be like, the way that game was going, especially in the final 5 minutes, I figured they'd be like +7 in the offensive rebounding category. Arkansas with 10 second chance points, South Carolina with 12. Again, Arkansas with 20 bench points, South Carolina with 4. And Arkansas with 38 of their 65 points coming in the paint. Nothing new there. Arkansas would lead in blocks 5-3, but they would be -3 in the steals category. South Carolina with 6 steals, Arkansas with 3. We had 12 different lead changes. Arkansas led for 34 minutes of this basketball game. So, yeah. Glad I'm back. Glad I was able to do this post-game show. I wasn't so sure yesterday if I was going to or not, and thank God I was able to do it. I'm glad I could be here. I do appreciate you guys. Again, make sure you slap that like button. Give it a diamond cutter or a John Ridgway German suplex on the like button. Woo pig, baby. I don't care. I'm stoked about this win, and you should be. You should be. It was an ugly win. Okay, whatever. A win is a win is a win. And also, that puts you on a 4-game winning streak in conference play. Starting back with Ole Miss, 69-57. LSU, who you dominated and you held to 40 points, 60-40. You lose a close competitive game. Maybe, honestly, Arkansas's best performance all year. It just had to come at the hands to a team like Baylor. What about KU in the Big 12 lately? Did they end up winning their game? I didn't look at that score. And then you beat A&M 81-70, and then you find a way to get your first road win in conference play. Now you gear up for Kentucky. We'll talk about that game. This is a huge opportunity for the Razorbacks. We'll look into this game on Monday. We might have a little bit of recruiting and some stuff to talk about, some offers. I believe there were some offers that went out in the last few days or earlier last week. I'm not sure that we covered some of that stuff, and hopefully we'll have some more football to talk about. But we're definitely going to discuss this Arkansas-Kentucky game because this is a big opportunity for the Razorbacks to sneak out a win. Oh, KSU lost. Okay. Chris C. with the $1 super chat. Appreciate that, my man. They don't grade wins by how they look. That is fair. They that letter that you're looking for, that is a W. Yeah. What was our free throw percentage? Yeah, tonight they ended up at 69% at the free throw line. You would love for that to be a little higher. Yeah, of course. I'm always a stickler about that, but I'm not gonna cry too much about a 69% free throw shooting percentage on the road. I'm not gonna whine too much about that. Rod McHenry, what's up, Rod? If you're new here, feel free to hit the like button and subscribe. I'm not sure. Maybe you're a lurker, but I don't recognize your name or your profile picture. You say, great win, solid game, and remember 10 point leave most of the game. Oh, 10-point lead most of the game. Yeah. Down the stretch struggle, but good win. Yeah, I agree. South Carolina did a good way at chipping. They did a good job at chipping away. They did a fantastic job at chipping away at the score and finding a way back into this ball game. They're pretty well coached. I mean, yeah, they're definitely – they're not – I don't think they're not going to make NITs, but they're under some reconstruction over there, right? They're under reconstruction. But Arkansas, as talented as Arkansas is, South Carolina was not intimidated by that. They're not intimidated by the win streak in conference play. They weren't intimidated by any of that. They played a pretty good basketball game and found a way to chip away at the score and make it a ball game. I mean, this really came down to the final possession. So, yeah, find a way to take care of Kentucky on the road. Wouldn't that be magical? Wouldn't that be fantastic? Adding something to a rivalry, so to speak. And then you're at home against Mississippi State, and then you have an opportunity, and I think it's legitimately in the cards because I love the matchup between Arkansas and A&M. You have an opportunity to sweep A&M. If you ask me right now who I would take in this game, I kind of feel like I might take the Hogs no matter what happens against Kentucky. Anything could happen against Kentucky. You could walk in there and get your ass whooped. That is absolutely a possibility. You should take care of Mississippi State. You cannot lose at home to Mississippi State. Find a way to sweep A&M. That would be lovely. And try to split Kentucky. And don't lose any home games, right? Second time in 3 games he's hit. Is it the second time? Okay. I didn't know that. All right. Rusty says that's the second time he's hit 4-3. Okay. I thought this was the most. Long-time lurker, but subscribe. That's my boy, Rod. That's my boy. All right. We will be back Monday. Again, we're going to discuss this Kentucky game and some more stuff. No idea, really. It's probably going to be a lot about basketball, but hopefully we could sneak in some football stuff. Looking forward to it. Yeah, I actually do have some Walker White stuff to get caught up on. I'm going to make note of that. Been talking to some folks about that situation. So, yeah, I'll see you guys on Monday. Thanks for being here. Make sure you like and share and subscribe on your way out. I'll see you guys on Monday between 11 and noon. You know me. It'll just be whenever, but between 11 and noon, I'll be live on Monday. All right, Woo Pig, go Hogs. Great win, baby, on the road. Got to take it.